Uh-oh. Is it going to blow up? Nope. That's just how you fill these 1 pound tanks. Hey YouTube, you use these 1 pound tanks to run your portable grills, your Blackstones, your buddy heaters, propane torches, or whatever else you might use a 1 pound tank for. If you do, here's a comparison video, how easy it is to refill these tanks. The pluses and minuses of each tank, show you how easy it is to refill, how long it takes. At the end of the video is when we will be actually refilling these tanks. Alright, welcome back to JDS Outdoors. My name's John. Today we're going to be talking about 1 pound refillable propane tanks. I made a video about these Flame King brand ones a few years ago, and since then quite a bit has changed, including the new release of the Mr. Heater fuel keg. So we're going to be doing a little bit of comparison and talking about pros and cons of each system in this video, and then at the end we're going to refill these tanks to see if there's any difference in speed of refilling and just how they compare, ease of use, so to speak, at the end of this video. So if you don't know, these 1 pound refillable tanks hit the market several years ago. The Flame King ones did, and I've been using this one, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years at least, and they end up paying for themselves. Back when I initially bought these bottles, they were about $8 a piece. But since then, they have since gone up in price a little bit, but they're still worth it, being that the regular disposables are now $5, $6 a piece, and you can only use them once. Or if you're brave, you can refill them, but they still end up leaking out of the tops. So if you don't know, when you buy one of these Flame Kings, I bought a brand new one just for the purpose of this video, they come just like this. They got this little plastic top that likes to cross thread and break, and they're kind of a pain in the butt, so that's why I've since replaced them with these brass caps. They help maintain the threads a lot better and work much better than this cheap plastic cap that comes on the Flame King. Now the fuel keg comes just like this. It's got this nice plastic cap that's included. It's just super nice. You don't have to go out and buy another cap, and these are both very comparable in price. They just have some different features on what's included. So for starters, the main difference I see between these two, other than the way the caps are made, is the bleeder screws, right? So on the Flame King, they come with this little Allen key right here, which tends to get lost. To remove the little bleeder screw, so when you fill it, it has a vent right there. So you have to use an Allen key. Now the new fuel keg, they've kind of thought about that, and they put this little twist valve right there to bleed off the excess propane or the excess air when you're refilling it. So you don't have to worry about maintaining an Allen key, which is pretty darn nice. And now the Flame King brand refillable valve right here has a pretty nice throw on the valve that releases the propane into the tank. Nice plastic handle. Unless you're buying the one off of Amazon, just this piece alone, the new redesigned one has a brass end on it, and that doesn't work at all. It doesn't thread onto a propane tank, which is its sole purpose. So if you're going to buy one of these, I recommend buying the kit, which looks like this. Buy the Flame King kit. It comes with the refill valve, it comes with a tank, and it comes with a stand that is, I never use it. You don't really need it. But this, to my knowledge, at the moment, the making of this video is the only way to get this valve with the proper end that threads onto a propane tank. But it's got a real nice throw on it, nice quality components. Now the fuel keg kit comes just like this. Comes with a valve, and it comes with 3 of these feet. I have not tried this yet. We're going to try this out together for the first time. But it slips over the propane tank. This threads down, locks itself in place, and just gives you a little bit more height on the tank, which is kind of nice. The fuel keg valve, it's got a nice end that threads onto the propane tank. They're about the same length together, and it's got a shorter, more stiff valve than the Flame King one does. but I'm sure they'll still perform about the same. A little difference you're going to see in the end here, the Flame King's got this little plastic tab in there, which I've been told some people like to knock that off so you can refill the unrefillable ones, but do that at your own risk. I don't condone such activities. But the fuel keg one has a metal valve, or a metal thing protruding out right there that sits in the end of the tank right in there. So this little metal piece is going to line up and indent with that little tiny circle on the side there on the tank. So you have to use the fuel keg brand fill valve in order to fill the fuel keg tanks. Because if you see on the Flame King, they have that little circle indented piece that plastic little tab lines up with, but I know for a fact you can snap that off and this tank will still refill. So unfortunately they have proprietary refill systems in order to refill each one of these tanks. They're not interchangeable. One thing I also will note is years ago I built one out of some plumbing parts from the big box store. Just a regular quarter turn valve to refill the tanks. Now this does work to refill the Flame King tanks. It's just extremely slow. It takes minutes to refill a tank instead of, you know, less than a minute with the actual Flame King brand refill valve. So just keep that in mind. Something like this you could use to refill tanks you're not supposed to refill. But like I said, do that at your own risk. I just want to notate that a homemade one does not work as good as ones that you buy. So make sure you have the proper refill apparatuses for the tanks that you want to purchase. Now, the main purpose of this video is just to go over the ease of refilling, just to see which one's better. I am not sponsored by any of these guys. Nobody sponsors JDS Outdoors. I buy everything with my own money. These are not available yet on, say, Amazon. Once they do get dropped to Amazon, I will throw the link for this one in there. The Flame King is on Amazon, and I will throw the links below for that. If you decide to purchase off of those links, it does help the channel. I greatly appreciate it. It's not necessary. You can do it. By this time in this day and age, everybody knows how those links work. So if you decide to buy, like I said, appreciate it, but not required to watch this. So this is the part of the video I'm sure everybody's been waiting for. We're going to take these outside, refill them, and show you the main differences, see if one's faster than the other, and go from there. So while I'm setting up this Flame King here, we're going to just going to explain what I'm going to do, and we're going to have a stopwatch set up to see which one, how long they take to fill each, and go from there. So just to show that this tank is completely empty, we're going to use our handy dandy little Allen wrench. It's got a little bit of air pressure in it because the sun is shining on it, but we're going to depress this valve until there's a steady stream of propane squirting out there, and then close the valve. We know it's full. So let's get the stopwatch set up. There's the stopwatch, and we're going to hit start at the same time I'm depressing the valve. You can kind of hear the hissing getting a little bit louder. Once there's a steady stream, we're going to shut it down and fill up the flame, or the fuel keg. This is the Flame King. 25 seconds. I just heard my first little squirt. Now that sound that you're hearing over here is not only air, but it's also propane escaping. See that little squirt? Steady stream, just like that. Shut it off. So we're at 1 minute and 12 seconds on the refill of the Flame King. Let's go ahead and get the fuel keg set up, and we'll do the same test. All right, we got the stopwatch reset, and as you can see, open the valve. No tools needed, super easy. We're going to start these at the same time, see if we can beat 1 minute, 12 seconds. Looking for that steady stream again. You can hear the air escaping. A little bit of propane mixed in, not a big deal. This is why you want to do this outside. Just over the halfway point. All right, we're at about 10 seconds longer than it took to fill the Flame King. Still no spurts yet. Well, now it's starting to spurt. steady stream right there. About 1 minute, 52 seconds to fill that tank from empty. So it's 40 seconds longer than the Flame King, but just having this little valve here with no tools required, in my opinion, is kind of a game changer. So in conclusion, this one filled 40 seconds faster than that one took to fill. You don't need any tools to refill this one like you do with the Flame King. The fuel keg comes with a nice cap already, so you don't have to replace it with a brass cap like I got on these ones here. These are relatively inexpensive, but still, one less thing you have to buy, because that ultimately factors into the cost of the tanks. So toolless operation, toolless filling, comes with a cap, fills faster, but 40 seconds really isn't that much time in the grand scheme of things. So the size is about the same. I'm going to swap this one out with another one here. So the size is about the same. I don't have a scale to do it, but in a nutshell, that is the comparison difference between these two tanks. Both about the same price. Both have proprietary filling attachments. The fuel keg feet that go on the tank are much better. Just makes the tank stable. It's much better, in my opinion, than the Flame King ones. They both have their pluses and minuses. Hopefully this video will help you to choose which system you would like to go with if you are in the 1 pound refillable propane tank market. In today's day and age, it's kind of dumb. If you use a lot of these tanks, it's kind of dumb to not have these because they pay for themselves super fast. With the cost to refill this propane tank, I got about 60 cents a piece into refilling these, and they last a long time. So the price you pay for these, 3 uses, 3 refills, they're paid for. After that, it's all free. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you do, you guys know what to do. We've been doing this YouTube and shorts thing long enough. You guys know what to do. As always, thank you for watching JDS Outdoors.